Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk a little bit about crashes and crash chokes. I'm only going to play each one maybe once or twice because I don't want to just annoy all my neighbors here. But you should be able to get the idea and play the video again if you need to hear the sound more than once. So crashes and crash chokes can typically be done in second and first position, but we also have a bunch of other stuff that we're going to make modified crashes that we can do some cool things in between, like just go into hammer or like maybe like a behind the back kind of crash that we can talk about more in the season. These ones are like really the basic ones that we're just going to really focus on the sound quality we want, so that when we do the fancier stuff we're still going for that sound quality we get when we're doing the standard crash. So standard crash in second position, we're going to do the most important part of it is the prep. So the prep's going to look something like that. It's usually going to be a count or two before the note. So it'd be like 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. And then you're going to press your cymbals together aggressively to get that crash sound. Thing to notice about the prep is that it's kind of like you're opening a book to yourself. The right arm is going to move out with the elbow a little bit and then snap with your wrist, pressing down with your fingers on the cymbal, getting that back part of the cymbal to touch your forearm. And the left hand is going to go just like a hair with the elbow, but it's really a lot more about just flexing that hand motion and just changing the angle of that second cymbal. One thing I want to talk about the position of where that happens on the cymbal. So if I were to divide it into quadrants here and here, when I'm holding my cymbal on my side, I'm actually going to go right in between the two quadrants, right at the, I'm going to take this one off. Right at this point of the cymbal. So if this was a quadrant, this was a quadrant right here. And when you're holding them, you should be able to see very easily where that point is. It's just right between straight forwards and down at that angle. And then again, you're just going to aggressively push them together to get that crash sound. I'll demonstrate one crash sound right here. And then the last thing to notice about the crash is that as soon as the cymbal hits, I'm hitting here and then coming here, so it creates a flam, and my fingers fly away from the cymbals so that they can have as much resonance as possible. I'll do one more crash where I don't do that with my fingers, and it's going to sound like this. You notice it's got a lot more of a tinny sound, and it just doesn't have that nice resonance that we're looking for. Just make sure that you're getting your fingers away from the cymbals. It's the same exact idea in first position. The prep isn't quite as up at that angle because that's going to look more like tap position. You're going to come down a little bit. It's not straight forwards, but it's just up just a little bit. It's kind of what feels natural, kind of going and making it so that the position hits at the tips of where my fingers would come together when I'm up there. And then again, I would do the same thing. I'd crash right there. I'm not going to show that because I'm going to already make enough noises for my neighbors. Chokes are very similar. You go through the same process, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. The only difference is that as soon as you hit that sound, your fingers come back onto the cymbals right away, trying to silence them as much as possible. You pull it back onto your forearm, silencing it even more, and come into your body, trying to hit this fatty deposit underneath your armpits to cut off all sound of the cymbals, and just making sure that all the sound is cut off. We can either choke it off here, or sometimes we'll do here because those are nice for those wads in between and kind of a different look to it. So definitely practice both, especially from first position going down into that choke. Makes a lot of sense. So really quick, what a choke's going to sound like. We're going to get the prep, and then you just go to that position. That one I kind of did in between. I hadn't really decided which one. I'll go for the lower one this time. So right here, just make sure that your tips are close together. We want to silence that as soon as possible. We don't want it to be a long drawn out sound. So if you take too long to bring it back in and you're not forceful enough, it will sound kind of like this. If you heard that one, it kind of has that overhang to it. It's like, shh. We want it to be choke, and it's a very staccato, aggressive, accented sound. So just make sure that you're going for that first sound that I made. I'll replay the video a couple times, listen to it, and just use audiation before playing any of your notes to make sure that they're sounding like what they should sound like. Alright, that pretty much wraps up my video series, guys. I'm really excited to see you guys all at auditions. If you have any questions on anything that I've covered in these videos, please send me a Facebook message and I'll be able to help you out, especially if you take a video of yourself and are like, I'm not totally sure if this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I can tell you if it is, if it does look right, or if you need to adjust something here or there. All right, see you guys all auditions.